It's a great pleasure to welcome Mr. Robert Langevin, who is Principal Flutist of the New York Philharmonic and faculties of the Juilliard School and the Manhattan School of Music. And for those of you who don't know, I studied with him at the Manhattan School of Music for my undergrad. And I know he's very busy teaching and performing. Thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
And when did you realize you were going to be an orchestra musician? Was it gradual, or was there a particular event or experience that inspired and propelled you towards that direction?
It was pretty early on. I remember in my hometown. I started playing the flute at age 12, which probably by Korean standards is very late because I know in Korea people start very young. But around the age of 14 or 15, I started playing in different ensembles, and I really enjoyed playing with others. And yes, and there was an amateur orchestra in our city, and I was lucky enough to be able to play with them. I started playing second flute when I was 14, and I remember the first concert I played was a Beethoven concert. It was I remember it was 1970. It was the Beethoven anniversary year. I think it was, let's see, the 200th anniversary of his birth, because he was born in 1770. So it was an all Beethoven program. We played the Coriolan Overture, the Third Piano Concerto, and the Seventh Symphony. And I had not heard until then Beethoven Symphony. And for me, it was a revelation, because all the music I had played until then was in high school band. So that was, of course, much other level of music. And I was amazed by it. And I remember getting a score and listening to the recording many times, because I was just, fascinated by the way the music was written, and I enjoyed it so much that I thought, if I could, I would like to do that. Later on, is playing an orchestra, because the truth is that our flute repertoire are certainly, compared to other wind instruments, is very rich, but doesn't compare at all to the repertoire that the string players have, or let alone the pianists. So by playing in orchestra, we don't have solo sonatas by Beethoven or Brahms or Strauss or and so on. We can play some transcriptions, but when you get to play an orchestra, you play incredible variety of music. You have 9 Beethoven symphonies, you have 4 Brahms symphonies, you have 15 Shostakovich symphonies. It's endless, not talking about all the ballets by Stravinsky and Debussy and Ravel and all the other things. So you can play for years and years, and you never get around the whole repertoire. It's such rich music, and I think that's why a lot of people who even want to be soloists, a lot of them still play in orchestra because of that reason. Because we don't have a flute concerto by Brahms, for example. So
I wish there's
of course. Whenever we play the Brahms violin concerto, I wish if we could have one concerto that great, it would be wonderful.
It would be great,
but we don't.